And what Scott was talking about with just if there's a market crash or whatnot, which I think a lot of people are believing is going to happen, and then those who benefit from them. I was trying to see if there was any research or anybody who had taken a look at, yes, we know about the Great Depression. Yes, we know about some of the other things that have happened. But when it comes to the changing of a currency, how did the people who have that currency still prosper during that transition? So I don't know if anybody knows any resources about that or has any ideas, but that's something I have really been taking into consideration and meditating on.
Well, what I've been hearing is that after a pullback of more than, I think might have been 20%, the market usually goes on a tear. But the exception to that, of course, is going to be the 2000 dot-com crash, because it took a long time to make that back up. However, that's making it back up. If you were in cash and you bought toward the bottom, you did pretty well.
To answer the question, what Scott said is very valuable. But to add to that, to answer your question, you have to be cash heavy. So the hard part, and this is where there's no good answer, right? If you watch the movie The Great Short, I know he was trying to quote short, but really it's the same level of absolute irrational exuberance on the flip side, which is when the market is going up 2-3% today, everyone is still buying, and you're sitting on cash. You have to be that steadfast in, look at that, I got knocked out probably by the tick. I could have moved my stop a little bit more. But you have to be sitting on cash even when this is still going up X amount of bajillion percent, waiting for this to come down to then have bought that low price. Because if you were in and all of your cash was in at this point, you lost the 40-80%, right? And you don't have any, or you have a very small amount of liquid cash that you get to go reinvest. So the hardest part, and I do know of people who are doing that, including myself. I told you guys last year I was a lot more cash heavy. So that sucks in some ways, because that also means you're missing out on this big move. But the point is, if we are waiting for this 30% or more retracement, and those are the numbers, it's 20-30%, which we have not hit, that's when you're wanting to buy, is you're starting to want to get all those orders in at that level. So that would be the secret.